Hello friends, so let's begin another session with Dr. Abhay while we are talking to him about diabetes, blood pressure and cholesterol. So let's begin for today. The other question I was just thinking is generally see we do not have that mercury sphygmometer, or I suppose what you call it, the system by which you measure these BP. We have this automatic electronic machines these days, and everybody purchases in their house and they keep track of it. So I observe many times that there's a the readings coming keep on varying, and people say they are not very exact. So just let us know something about it, how
It's
correct
it's
they
it's
are, what should we do it
it,
about it.
it's an excellent question. First of all, mercury is almost banned now, and even in hospitals you will not see sphygmometer meter mercury based, because
Okay,
mercury is very toxic,
sure.
and it is being under international regulations. You will soon find them disappearing. It is already disappearing.
Okay.
So the question comes that reading is still written at millimeter of mercury. That remains the gold standard, although it
Yeah.
is measured by other techniques. So
Mm-hmm.
what you are talking of, one, there are two different issues.
Mm-hmm.
One issue is of calibration,
Mm-hmm.
accuracy of the
Mm-hmm.
equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Now most of the hospitals have quality accreditation,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
JCI we
Mm-hmm.
have, or sometimes
Yeah,
ISO
we have.
9001.
Yes, yes.
You must have heard it.
I know.
And one of the important ingredient of our quality accreditation is that all the equipments, not only blood pressure, should be calibrated. They should be validated for their accuracy.
Yeah, we have
So
QCI here, Quality
yeah,
Control of India, Council of India. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
So at individual level, what you can do, that if you suspect your equipment, one way is to send it to a agency for its a proper calibration. But in day-to-day life, it is not going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
What I do with my patients when there is this issue, I say, why don't you bring at next visit your personal equipment, and at same time we will check your blood pressure with our machine in the hospital, which is a validated equipment for its accuracy, and your machine.
Okay.
And if the difference is small and acceptable, we need to understand it. They cannot give exactly same readings.
Right, right.
If difference is less than 10 millimeters, we
Mm-hmm.
assume your equipment is correct.
Okay.
Okay. That is one part of the story, 50% only.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is, some people are under impression that blood pressure is a fixed entity. It's a
Mm-hmm.
variable entity.
Mm-hmm.
Every minute it changes.
Mm-hmm.
That is why sometimes several readings are required to decide. So
Mm-hmm.
I will show you one thing. When you use the BQ equipment at home,
Yeah.
you should have the correct technique.
Yeah.
So
Please
I
explain
got
this.
from
Yeah.
somewhere this slide. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let us start. Put cuff on the bare arm. Cuff over clothing adds 5 to 50 millimeters of mercury.
Okay.
Sometimes you check without clothing, sometimes. Now again, I have to confess, in hospital we cannot be very strict, especially with our female patients, and sometimes with male patients due to lack of time and other things. Every time we are not able to do this thing.
Right.
But at home you should have this knowledge that on bare arm you will check it.
Okay.
The second thing is use correct size. This is okay. Usually most of the time with average build, there is same adult cuff. It is not a big issue. But if you are grossly obese, then you have to go for extra large cuff.
Mm-hmm.
For children, I am not a pediatrician. Yes, there are special cuffs and all. We are not discussing that issue.
Sure.
Don't have a conversation. Talking now, the habit of the people, they are checking blood pressure and busy on WhatsApp and Facebook on from by other hand. One hand you check BP, other hand is on WhatsApp and Facebook. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, at least previous 30 minutes, you should
Okay.
be totally relaxed. No exercise, no emotional excitement, shouting, anger. You should be totally relaxed for last 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And put off your mobile and other devices beside. Don't talk to anything. Be quiet, stand still and relaxed. Third thing is empty bladder first. Very poor awareness of it. Full bladder adds about 10 millimeter of mercury. Go to washroom, relax
Sure.
yourself, and then come back and check the blood pressure.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Your support back should be supported. Feet should not be hanging in the air. Don't use a bar stool to sit and check your blood pressure.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah, you should not be sitting crossed legs. Keep legs uncrossed, one leg on the another,
Mhm.
It may look very innocuous thing, but they all add up.
Okay.
So it is not the equipment is usually good, but most of the time these factors are causing differences in the blood pressure, which people put the blame on the equipment, that my
Mhm.
equipment is not good.
Mhm.
And support arm at heart level.
Okay.
So at same place, means at home, don't do one thing that one day you are checking on the bed and one check you are sitting on table chair. You have a fixed designated place that I will check my blood pressure here. So
Okay.
sit down with this. So
And
these small precautions.
some people say that you should take blood pressure while lying down.
Well, all that is there, but at home BP monitoring, I suggest sit on a table chair, or because your then variability can come.
Okay. So this is
In
very important.
hospital,
You
it
have
is
told,
seldom
and
lying down.
you're very right. Generally, I have seen people taking blood pressure in various forms, and nobody is worried about the way one is sitting, or the bladder, or talking, and
Yeah,
back support, and knee cross leg. I also used to do it. So I suppose they are very small thing, but they are quite important when you are
yeah,
sort of regulating such an important thing which affects your life, on which your life
exactly,
hinges, I will say. So,
exactly.
right. Uh, yeah, another thing I was thinking, we were talking initially, you mentioned about it. Maybe we are going into little detail that what is the relationship with other diseases, diabetes and cholesterol, you were saying. So let us talk something about it, because that is also
There,
the perception in the people that these things are unrelated.
well, the strongest association for unknown reason hypertension has got with high uric acid and gout.
Okay.
So most of the gout patients have hypertension, most of the hypertensive patients have gout, but not all.
Okay.
So all the hypertensive patients should check the uric acid. Now, little bit I will tell about uric acid.
Huh.
Uric acid normal levels are usually below 70, but it is not a sacrosanct benchmark, but around 7, it should be less than 7. And it can cause attacks of the joint pain. If you, I will give you one example. One his famous historical person, you should read sometime about him,
Mhm.
and sometimes kidney stone.
Mhm.
Uh, the father of medicine, Hippocrates,
Mhm.
he described gout
Mhm.
as a disease, king of diseases and disease of
Of
kings,
kings.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Why he described the famous personality first reported was King Henry VIII.
Okay.
It's a long description. I will not go, but all the listeners and you
Mhm.
sometimes Google it, King Henry VIII and gout, and it will be very interesting reading. Now,
Okay.
why I will just tell you why it was called disease of kings.
Mhm.
Basically, gout is related to luxurious lifestyle.
Mhm.
And earlier times, rich food and transportation, chariots and all those things was available only to the kings. Other
Mhm.
people were all will walk on their feet and will get very simple food. They will not get the luxurious food. And
Okay.
these days, we all have four-wheel drives, beautiful sedan cars, and availability of rich food. An average man is leading a king's life. So that's
Mhm.
why gout prevalence has gone up like anything. So
Mhm.
that is one thing.
Mhm.
Other than gout, the commonest bundle which we call metabolic diseases is
Mhm.
usually they come in combination: diabetes, hypertension, blood pressure.
Mhm.
And it's a very good question, I would say. In diabetics, the blood pressure should be treated when it reaches 130/80 because of the early damage. So
Okay.
140/90 is for non-diabetics.
Non-diabetic. So that I suppose
Yeah,
should be the rider.
yeah, there
That
should be
should
a
be the
rider.
rider when you tell
That
about the.
because
uh,
early kidney damage, they together damage the kidney, you understand, like this diabetes
mm,
and blood pressure.
mm,
So if you leave a diabetic patient at 135/85, probably the kidney damage will start little early.
mm,
So we need to protect the kidneys.
mm.
Again, all the preventive and protective actions, sometimes patient is not grateful, does not appreciate, but it's our job to offer them.
That means if one has higher BP detected,
then he should
Yeah.
go for checking,
Comprehensive checkup.
so as to
Yeah.
know about his diabetes condition and cholesterol issue. That is what I suppose you call, what term was used in your being expert? Epidemia. What was that? I missed it because I'm not an expert.
Peripheral vascular disease or what?
Dyslipidemia. Dyslipidemia is a
Dyslipidemia is cholesterol issues.
cholesterol issue. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Another thing is when hypertensive patient go for checkup, and often I see patients bringing their reports from India. It is not checked. I do not know what is the precise reason, because international guidelines are same everywhere. Microalbumin urine, creatinine in urine, and their ratio calculation. This is one of the earlier predictor of kidney damage and heart disease. On all the diabetic and hypertensive patient, even if it is normal, every year they must check it. If it is high, with treatment, early stages it can be brought down to the normal, and it should be checked every 2 to 3 months if it is high, so as to see whether it is coming down or not. But otherwise, annually it must be checked.
I suppose, doctor, since these things, while talking, people will miss it. So, in some other talk with you,
Exactly.
you will like to tell us.
I just
with your
made a
slide something, or
passing mention.
Yeah,
This is a passing mention. Yeah.
so
So
that at
as
least
to the level of
awareness
awareness can go up. Yeah.
that what kind of test one need to go through, and even sort of mention it to doctor if need be in India.
Yeah.
Then that to it's, be informed that what could be the further risk of and knowing about the further risk which can happen to one.
Yeah.
So for today, I suppose we have devoted a lot of time, and we will have another session, more sessions with you. Because
Stop sharing. Yeah.
Right, you stop sharing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, doctor, for today, and we will further talk on such issues which are very relevant to the population. Sort of we are doing the job of a social scientist, which will give a big push to the knowledge of medical profession which have been generated by the people like you and your expertise, and help population in general to be aware of things and to protect them. So, and a lot of people have told me a lot of questions. I'll try to journalize it in our further interviews with you
Next talk.
and sort of next
Yeah,
conferences,
sure.
and like to ask you those details. Maybe we talk about cholesterol and diabetes more, how to protect them. So a lot of questions are coming, and
Yeah.
some of my friends and known people, they're asking. So thank you very much once again for being with us. And it was a very nice interaction. I hope it will give you also some satisfaction in spreading your knowledge. And because
Exactly.
it will give
Exactly.
you good results of what is expected, that if you deliver, you get a good satisfaction that, well, I have been able to deliver what I wanted to. So,
well, if people can benefit from it, that will be the biggest reward of this conversation, and I'm sure some of the people will be benefiting it.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay, great.
Thank
Great
you very
talking to
much.
you, Bankim, and we will meet again.
Sure.
So friends, I hope you like our videos while we are talking to Dr. Abhay. In case you have any comments or feedback, please do enter those in the comment section below. You can also post your queries if you have. I'll try and get the answer to your queries from Dr. Abhay in the upcoming videos. Till then, see you. Bye-bye for the next video.